Alright, so testing for sound right now, testing for sound. We're on the Hammond storm. This storm is going through Hammond right now with probably really big hail. So, right now we've turned on Highway 73, we're approaching Foss Lake. We're looking back to our northwest. This is a beast of a storm. It's got monster hail with it. It's got strong mid-level rotation. It's kind of had a little bit of struggle with the outflow. Hasn't really fully developed low-level rotation. It did have a big blocky wall cloud as it was just north of Hammond just a little bit ago. The gust front or outflow quickly cut that off not long after we saw it. But nonetheless, this is a supercell, and these things try to pulse up and down, and it could quickly get low-level rotation. So what you're looking at right there is a shot to the north-northwest. Wow. Okay, so he's going to come to me to do a cut in here just a little bit. I want to go fairly slow on this road here. What you're looking at is the core of the storm. Why don't you just pan left and see what it looks like towards the left. Okay, go back to the right. Yeah, put it right back where you had it. Okay, I'm going to pull off on the side over here. Okay. Let me see it for a second. Okay. Oh man, Hammond's probably getting just trashed with hail. Well, okay, what you're looking at in our shot right there is going to be the core where the gust front wraps into it. It is, I'm just going to say it's a big HP beast at the moment. Every once in a while it seems to want to get a strong inflow surge to it, but it's not happening right now. All right, okay, to let everybody know, let's see a second, go back this way. All right, let everybody know we are near Foss Lake. You're looking back towards the town of Hammond. Don't touch it, right there, just leave it, let's put it, and it will be moving, but you better do a cut and he's going to come to me in just a second. So it's right over, the core is right over the town of Hammond, and Hammond is likely getting very large hail, and I know there's wind with it as well. This thing has, a couple of different times, it has had a good inflow surge to it, and it developed a big wall cloud right before it got to Hammond. I mean, a big ground dragging wall cloud. That we were watching it close, but then the outflow came back around and just pushed out on it. This thing has had the radar indicated as high as 4-inch hail. Can you believe that? 4-inch hail, radar indicated. To get that size of hail, you have to have a strong rotation in the mid-levels and upper levels of the storm, carrying that hail way up there. luckily for us out here in the town of Hammond, that rotation in the mid-levels really hasn't made it down to the ground. So that is a really good thing, because, okay, I'm moving it over just a little bit. You can kind of see, this is kind of the area where the gust front wraps back around. We're looking, that camera shot's looking straight north. Straight north. Now, these supercells, you know, even though they look gusted out at the moment, that is such a strong mid-level meso that they just have to be watched until they're pretty much gone. Because, you know, dynamics can change, and you can start getting inflow like it's tried to do a couple of times already. And believe me, if you saw this wall cloud it had a little bit earlier, I mean, it was like a big block. I mean, it was very big and blocky and low-hanging, but then outflow surge pretty much did it in after that. So I'm going to pan the camera just a little more to the east. And our location is going to be southeast of Hammond, pretty close to Foss Lake. You know, the storm looks like it's headed. It is headed for Foss Lake, maybe the lower part of Foss Lake. And eventually either Foss or somewhere between Clinton and Foss, depending on if it turns any. So just know that if you're in the path of it. You can almost see, look at that little bulb hanging down right there in the middle, right above that light. I mean, you can almost see the circular nature of the base right there. In the rain, you can see the rainfall in the core. Alright, he said he's coming to me 5 minutes ago. Here we go. Man, Justin, this is one mean storm right here. Big, strong meso in this storm up above. Earlier, when we were just coming on the south side of Hammond, that hail was right on our tailgate. I could hear it hitting roofs behind us. Then all of a sudden, we started getting golf balls just splatting off of the road as we were driving south of Hammond. Big hail. We're going to watch this thing real close for any signs of low-level rotation. Back to you. Alright, so, let's go east a little further. Oh, by the way, you're doing an incredible job with that camera. Keep it up. Alright, so on the road going east, So, and that view right there is looking straight north. This is from our roof cam. This is our night vision roof cam. Now, it's getting very close, just out my window. Look at it here. So, yeah, I just now got hit with a gust front. I can see debris and stuff, weeds and stuff blowing from north to south here. So, we're almost to Foss Lake. Almost to Foss Lake. The storm looks like it's moving southeast. It's going to pass maybe right over the south part of Foss Lake, headed towards somewhere between Foss and Clinton. If you live in any of those towns, you just might watch out for this thing, because it does have hail with it. And I've heard reports now from Justin that there has been baseball-sized hail in the town of Hammond, confirmed. So, that baseball-sized hail, what's going on here? Alright, I'm just, you see what I'm looking at in the shot when it lightens? What's going on here? Every now and then, the whole thing changes with this. And keep in mind, the gust front wraps up into that core, and every now and then we get big lowerings that form. Let's slow down a little bit here. Look at this. Yeah, I mean, it might be nothing. I'm just seeing a big lowered area to my northwest. We gotta watch that. I'm not sure if it even has inflow up there or not. I mean, it's possible that the gust front could wrap around to the north and northwest back into it. But right now it feels like, I'm not sure what our winds are. We might have passed back out of the gust front. So the camera shot is looking to the north at the core of this monster storm. I mean, this thing has monster hail with it. Really strong mid-level mezzo. I haven't seen any signs of a tornado. I haven't heard any reports yet of a tornado. Keep in mind it's dark and it's hard to see. I mean, it's possible something could briefly touch down and no one would ever see it. But we're trying our best to keep everybody informed about it. Doing cut-ins with Justin. So, we're getting very close to Foss Lake. I believe we might go over the dam. The road takes a hard right up here in a minute. What is that? Kind of back to the northwest a little. Right in there. Man, I tell you what, this camera makes it really easy. I think I can see better. Right there. It's got a lighting just right. Right in the middle of the shot there. I don't know what that is. It could just be junk. See what I'm looking at? And it's kind of getting rain wrapping into it now. So you're looking at a black and white. It's actually actually security camera type of thing. It goes to color in the daytime and black and white at night. It does a pretty good job at night of using of low light capabilities here. Okay, I'm gonna stop up here. Let's zoom up and see what's going on with that. All of a sudden we start getting hills. But again, when we get up here in a flat area, you can see to the northwest. I really want to look at that area again. There's a hill up here. You know, we have not seen one single power flash, and boy, we've been looking. I don't think we could miss it if there was. Okay, this is a pretty good spot here. Okay. Yeah, that's a new feature right there. I don't know what it is. All right. Okay, we're going to be turning right. Well, that looks like almost like a little either shelf cloud or a tail cloud. Alright, we're taking a hard right. For those of you that know this area very well, this is the road that goes on the southwest side of Foss Lake. I believe it goes over the dam here in just a minute, which ought to give us a good view in all directions. We're actually going straight south now. So what we're looking at is pretty much due north of us. And I haven't even looked at radar in a while. Let's stop here and look at radar. Oh, wow, when it lightens, you can see that, whatever that is, that cloud bank right there. I don't know what that is. Alright, still going south. Right next to Foss Lake, I believe it's east of us here. Gonna turn back to the east. Justin, do you think this thing is headed towards Clinton, or is it going to go west of Clinton? Let's get a map somewhere. I can't do nothing. Okay. How would... Okay. That's pretty ominous. need a little bit of oil in the roof cab. So Justin says this thing is pretty much on a beeline towards Clinton. I know you really wanted to hear that, Clinton, didn't you? So we're not really seeing as defined of features as we were a while ago. When in doubt, just use your eyes. Okay, let's look at the radar. Wow, this thing is diving southeast, and Justin says headed right for Clinton. Okay, hail size now has dropped to 2.25. Yeah, it's still big. When you drop to 2.25, you know it's a big storm. Now, these storms, they pulse, and this one's pulsed a couple times, or cycled, I guess you could say. Okay, they're going to use the shot. Just a second. Okay, so Justin is doing his off the top. So he's talking about Clinton, barreling towards Clinton. Baseball's confirmed in Hammond. And maybe Butler too. He said Butler, but I'm not sure. Because I heard him say Hammond earlier. But I guarantee you Hammond was the one getting the hail, because it started getting it when we left. We were on the south side of Hammond, and I tell you, the hail was right on our bumper. There's the gust front right there. We just got a north wind. I want to put the wind data on here. Look at this. That is courtesy of Audio Buff in Oklahoma City. Audio Buff. They do video stuff too. That wind data actually measures accurate wind while we are driving, and you can see we've had a 33-mile-an-hour gust in the past 30 minutes or so. I can reset the gust when I want to. I guarantee you there's higher winds than that, though, when you get back up behind the gust front. So as we were coming through Hammond, I could actually hear hail hitting roofs behind us. And then all of a sudden, there started being just sporadic golf balls just exploding on the road ahead of us. It could have been bigger than golf balls. I mean, couldn't really tell. Now look at this feature here. All right, I gotta look at that. And that's to our northeast. Let's go down the road a little further. keep it on that right there. All right, so we're seeing more in the way of lowerings. Justin, you might look at our shot. We're seeing a little bit more in the way of some lowerings now to our northeast. Yeah, this is definitely changed fast in the last 5 minutes. We got, and I really believe that's right where the gust front tries to wrap in, because the gust front's kind of nudging us right now. And that's looking northeast. And it's just, remember, it's so hard to really tell what exactly is going on at night. In daytime, you can tell. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell what's going on. You can see every feature of the storm. You can see rotation, all that. But at night, you just can't. You just almost have to guess at some of this stuff. Okay, well that's where we're looking. We're actually looking northeast, and it's taken on a different nature right now. It's back to developing its big lowered area, its big lowering. You know, we're on a high spot. I'm going to pull off here for a second. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull off here a second. Tree in the way? Tell me when the tree gets out of the way. I see what you're looking at. I see what you're looking at right there. Okay. Well, it definitely has pulsed up, at least from the surface features, just in the past 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I mean, man, it's so hard to see things in the dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this another wall cloud feature here, and it is going right over Foss Lake. Man, look at that to the right. Wow. You know, I have not. I mean, 35 maybe. But I mean, if somebody's on a boat and they're not to the shore after seeing all this lightning, then, well, they need to be. We'll just say that. Yeah, something. So, I'm pretty certain that gust front really wraps in hard where that lowering is to our northeast. And outflow is not horrendous. Okay, we gotta go south. Let's go. We gotta go south and east. Keep that, just as best you can in the shot. Yeah, it is. So if you're on Foss Lake, I really hope you're off the lake right now and in substantial shelter. I mean, you're going to get probably decent, maybe large size hail, and definitely strong winds from the north and west coming over. And I think we just need to bust it to Clinton. We got a straight road. Big low ring to our northeast. Let's go this way. He's on. Just doing his tease though. So it's not coming to us right now. It will a little bit. Alright, so I would have liked to have had a road about 3 or 4 miles further south that went straight east, but I want to catch the storm when it comes through Clinton, so I'm taking this road, and Clinton is straight east of us. We're going to end up getting in the core probably about the time it gets to Clinton. So, there you have it. So Clinton, it's headed your way. Get ready. Looking at radar. You know, the heaviest of the hail might possibly might hit the west side or maybe barely west of Clinton. Hail size is holding pretty steady at 2.25. To me, that indicates it's probably golf balls. Radar tends to overestimate most of the time, sometimes not though. That's looking back to the northwest, and then it almost seems like we should be in inflow where we're at. Well, let's see. Okay. Stop here for a second. I see that. Let's zoom up a little. Alright, we're watching that. Got it. Alright, he's about a minute and a half to weather. What are you seeing? I'm gonna move down the road a little further. Alright, so right now we're 5 miles west of Clinton. 5 miles straight west of Clinton. And if you live especially on the west side of Clinton, that's where it looks like the hail core, the biggest part of it right now. Unless it turns a little, that's where it's coming. I would also prepare on the east side as well. That's a good spot. What is that? Big lower in there, isn't it? Alright, he's fixed to come on, I think. Okay, here we go. I'll tell you what, this is a big, bad, mean storm. We can confirm very large hail with this storm further west. Right now we are 4 miles straight west of Clinton, and it is right on our bumper, just behind us. You can see it in the shot right there. We've had several large lowerings. We've seen golf balls and bigger hail with this thing. If you live on the west side of Clinton, it looks like that's where the hail core is coming. So we're going to watch it close. Back to you. same kind of stuff. Okay, let's maybe zoom up on it. Okay, so that shot you're seeing, we're probably 4 miles straight west of Clinton, and that is looking to the west and west-northwest. Look at that big old, like, bowl-shaped lowering right there. And you know, I'm gonna just check and see what our wind is here. Light north. Yeah, the wind is light north over here, and we're looking. Is that almost straight west? Man, I tell you, that camera can see a lot better than our eyes can see. Okay, so I just got a message here that golf ball size hail was reported at Foss Lake. A woman lost 3 windows and her neighbor lost 2 windows. Wow. And that's at Foss Lake. Justin, I just got a message that at Foss Lake a lady lost 3 windows and her neighbor lost 2 windows. And this is from golf ball size hail at Foss Lake. Wow. Yep. Yeah. Okay, well, that's good news for Clinton, for sure. Okay, got some good news here. If you live in Clinton and west of Clinton, the storm has weakened. The hail size has went down to 1.5 inches. So, and it's also kind of shrinking in size as well. So, well, that's good news. Yeah, I told you we just got a report at Foss Lake, and you know that thing came right over Foss Lake, but a lady reported that she lost 3 of her windows, and I believe it might have been in either a home or a cabin or a camper. I'm not for sure. 3 windows, and her neighbor lost 2 windows from golf ball size hail, and that's, you know, anytime you lose a window from hail like that, you know, number 1, it's big hail. Number 2, it's wind-driven hail. It takes wind to lose a vertical window, like in a house or something. Alright, so we basically stopped and we're kind of letting the storm catch us here. And the rain is starting. The wind is picking up. We're getting mid-20s. Yeah, I know that doesn't seem like crazy wind. And some hail. Hail is starting to fall here. What, not big yet. So we're actually going to ground truth verify what the hail is. And we might have to put it back on the dash cam for this. So let's get ready for that. Okay, so I'm going to put it on dash cam, zoom up on the road a little more. Okay, 4 miles west of Clinton, and we'll take Clinton. We will take this storm in for you. We'll get in the hail core and we'll take it in and see what it ends up being. Right now we're getting dimes. So Justin, just want to let you know, we're going to let the hail core come over us right now and ride this into Clinton basically, see what it has with it. And so far we're getting nickels, but it is getting larger. We put it back on dash cam. Okay. We're getting 40-mile-an-hour wind. Wind's gusting to 41. Our winds are pretty much sustained. Our winds right now are sustained in the low 40s. Yeah, I can see why she lost windows. 44, we had a gust of 44. So far, nickels, nothing bigger than nickels. You can see our visibility is way down because of the wind. Oh yeah, 44 is our peak gust, and it's not lowering much any. It's rocking the truck. My wind data showing up on the screen. Woo, 46. Truck's getting a car wash. Getting all the mud blasted off of it. Alright, so we're getting some sporadic quarters, just a few. I think the very biggest hail might be a little north of us. Our wind has not dropped below the low 30s for a little bit of time now. Okay, we are definitely getting quarters now. Like that, yeah, perfect. A lot of quarters falling. tires are just eating this stuff up, man. Keeps me on the road. These Toyos. I got Toyo RT Pros on here from Southern Tire Mart. Thank you. By the way, he's one of my sponsors. Southern Tire Mart in Oklahoma City. And these tires you put on, guys, are awesome. I mean, it is chewing through this hail, keeping me on the road. I wish you could see this. I know the visibility is horrible because there's hail fall everywhere. But the road just looks like rivers of hail. Now we're starting to get out of it a little bit. So the main part of the hail core is just ahead of us, and if you live, oh man, Flint, you're getting hit. That's all there is, especially the west side right now. Anyway, I told you, Flint, we would bring the hailstorm in and let you see what it has. You saw what it has, and I hope you're prepared for it because it will hit cars, and it might even damage roofs. The biggest, golf balls was mostly the biggest that we had. There was a couple mixed in there every now and then, but they were few and far between. That might have been 2 inches. Golf ball is 1.75, by the way. That's plenty big enough to hit cars, and it'll also start to do some damage to roofs as well. So if you get roof damage, call my sponsor, Belter Roofing. They are on top of things, and they got the personnel to handle everything. Trust me. They know what they're doing. Belter Roofing. And if you live on the west side of Flint, you're probably going to get some roof damage. If that hail doesn't drastically go down before it gets there. Right now, I know you guys got it. So I've got my rear flashes on in case someone was driving along fast in that hill, but I had to drive really slow. passed out of it. And then we took out a little bit fallen, so we passed out of it. And we're still about a mile west of the west side of town. So it's going to go right over the interstate. Matter of fact, it's probably on the interstate now. And probably in the south side of town. Well, that's because I sacrificed in the hail, you don't have to round through. It's more than legit. That's right. I'm telling you, man, that hail was completely covering the road back there. Alright, so we are at the end, I believe, to the west side, and the hill is south of us, and southeast. Unless you want me to get the help of the longer one. Okay. And with this storm, like we were talking about, with weekend that much, I can't imagine what the hell it was like before. It's coming out of the sky. Alright, we are in Clinton, right on the west side, coming into town. Alright, I'm going to turn right here and go south, go down to the interstate, see if there's any hail on the ground. Yeah, so right now we are in the middle of Clinton. There's quite a bit of street flooding out here in Clinton, and I'm coming across from all the rain. But man, let me tell you what, that hailstorm just west of town, golf balls and slightly larger. You see my wind banner right there. The peak gust was 46 miles an hour. Sideways golf ball hail completely covering the road. I think it probably hit the very far south side of Clinton, but the good news is, Justin, most of the town was spared from the big hail. Back to you. Alright, so we are now crossing the interstate. We're getting ready to cross the interstate. There it is, I-40. And we are on Highway 183 going south. I don't know about you, but I don't really want to go through that elbow. We know around this. We know what's happening. Say that again. Oh. Alright. So, I'm going south now, Justin, on 183. I'm just on the south side of Clinton, headed south. I'm going to try to get ahead of that storm. It's getting no-go. that look like they're going to need help Marty and Metro. Let me know with enough time to get there. Vegetation. That's like cut vegetation. That's close to the roof of the hill and ground. You know what? Let's go over this gas station and see what we can find on the side. I know where they're at. Hey Justin, if you guys are rolling, I've got hail. I'm under a gas station canopy right here, and there's hail falling. It's from the far south side of Clinton. Let's do this. What's the hail falling? Yeah, we found the hail once again, but this time we're under a gas station awning. And let me tell you what, there is ping pong ball size hail right now falling. This is the far south side of Clinton, actually out of the main part of town, south of the interstate. And there's big hail falling, and there are piles of hail. You can't really see it in my shot because of all the hail fog, but there's piles of hail up against where the water has washed it. Big, big hailstorm going on right now. Back to you. Two inch. That's called hail fog, in case you've never seen that before. What happens is there's so much hail on the ground that it lowers the temperature near the ground, and it brings the temperature down to the dew point, which creates a saturated air and fog. So hail fog, sometimes it gets really, really thick. Man, guys, look at all that hail fog. Wow. Well, this one is a nice machine, man. You know, Marty, I know you've done this before, but driven on a road with so much hail, and the hail is large, and it feels bumpy, like ball bearings, like golf balls. That's what it's doing. Boy, it is. So the location here is going to be 2 miles south of Clinton on Highway 183. 2 miles south of Clinton on Highway 183. Hail fog is thick. There's hail on the road. You can hear it crunching when I drive. I mean, I'm going to turn around here. Good night. There's so much hail fog. I don't know how big the hail is, but you can't even see cars. I mean, look at that. What is that noise? You hear that noise? Man, that's a lot of hail fog. Alright, I'm going to turn around here. So, Justin, I'm going to tell you this, the hail fog is so thick that I have to roll down my window and sometimes even open the door just to see where the yellow line is. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, well, I'm trying my best. I got to get south to go east. And you hear that crunching? You hear that crunching noise? I took video with my phone, but there's so much hail out here. There's a car that slid off and onto the shoulder. He's fine. But there's so much hail. Good grief. I'm going to pull over. I mean, see if I can pull over here and get a shot of how deep some of this hail is. And the smell of vegetation. Don't let it go in the ditch. Hear that crunching noise? Yeah, I'm going to see if I can get off the road here. Cars out here are just floundering around because they don't know where to go. Now there's another car that had slid off onto the shoulder on this hail. There's a lot of cars pulled off onto the side of the road, and it's pretty smart too. They just can't go anywhere. Alright, I'm just trying to... Oh my goodness, I mean, this is one big hailstorm over here. So I am 2 miles south of the south edge of Clinton on Highway 183, and there's several inches of hail. And this hail, I've looked at it, some of it is up to and even a little bit bigger than golf balls over here. We've got cars that have just pulled off onto the shoulders. One car slid off of the road on the hail. We just had one guy go by us about 50 miles an hour. I hope he stays okay, because that's a little too fast. It's slick, a lot of hail over here, and I'm sure there's quite a bit of damage where this happened at. Back to you. I didn't know the guy was coming. Got in real fast. I'd like to just look at some of this hail in the ditch over here, real quick. I don't want anybody else to come down the road here. Those are on the interstate, I think. Let's just go look. So we have emergency vehicles headed south right now, down 183. I don't know where they're going. they bypassed this guy in the ditch, so they're going to something bigger probably. What's that? There's emergency vehicles headed south down 183 in the hail core here. They're obviously, they bypassed the guy. Man, look at it here. It's even worse. Boy, it looks like it's even more. It's all completely covered the road, like 3 or 4 inches of snow. This is nuts. I'm gonna pull off here and get a. This is there's probably 4 inches of snow on the ground here. I mean hail. So, look at that. Well, okay, I'm gonna wait. Wait a minute, it's slushy now. I want to wait till these cars go by, but I'm going to get out in front of the truck and at least see how deep it is. I don't want someone... Okay, I'll stay right here. This is nuts. Stay in, okay? I'm going to stay in the truck when these people come by. They're going too fast. Turn the lights off. Okay. This is nuts. Justin, you didn't do a cut-in just now, did you? Okay. 3 minutes, okay. Yeah, I was out of the truck getting video of this crazy stuff. I mean, it's probably 4 inches deep out there. And it's raining again and lightning, so I guess there's another storm that came over. Yeah, I wish it would have not been raining. It's the hail better. Okay. I'm still not replacing emergency vehicles with me. Okay, so this will be an update. You guys have seen how much crazy hail there is in the road. This hailstorm, we were in it west of Clinton, by the way, too. Boy, this is 2 miles south of Clinton on Highway 183, and the road is completely covered. When I first got here, there was about 4 inches of hail on the road. And now it's raining on the hail. It's starting to melt it, but we're also getting more hailfall too. I mean, not a ton, but emergency vehicles came by a while ago headed south. So evidently there must be a wreck or something down south in all the hail. Look at that. I mean, you know, this is probably worse than any snowstorm we had this year. Goodness. Okay, so we just got word that the emergency vehicles were dispatched to a tank battery fire. Thank you, Amy, for finding that. He's all lit up. Wow. Are you doing a cut-in sometime? Man, it poured down rain on this hail, and it still didn't melt at all. It's still covering the road. I think it's bigger than any snowstorm we had this year. Yeah. So, Justin, I sent you and the rest of the group, David and Lacey and them, 3 video clips. I just checked my temperature gauge. It's 55 degrees. Unless you're doing hail angels in the hail, and it's colder than that. That storm is still showing 3.25 hail. Isn't that crazy? Grab the water. Alright, so we're going to stay right here until he does the next cut-in. He wants to use this in the cut-in. And then after that, we either get back on 40 and go east, or we go down and catch that storm again, which is getting away from us. Well, he says he's going to do a cut-in, but I think they're having some technical problems in the control room. At least that's what I've heard. Justin, do you want me to stay right here for the next cut-in? Yeah, so it's up to you. Okay. Does that mean continue on? Yeah. Huh, cool. I tried to do at least one each way. I've got about 100 more videos here, but those are probably the best. Yeah, we use them a little bit on some of the social media stuff, but I mostly do the horizontal ones. Yeah. 2 miles south. I can give you an exact if you want. Yeah, it's going to be 2 miles south of the south edge of Clinton. 3 miles south of 40. So just say 2 miles south of Clinton. So did you ever give me an answer about staying or going? Did you give me an answer about continuing on or staying right here for the cut-in? Okay. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to do a few donuts, do you mind? Yeah. You know, laid down that snow faster than any snowstorm ever could. That's a pretty narrow hail swath. We're out of it now. Yes, yes. That's about the only thing I can do. And you know that storm continues to hail. It doesn't want to let up. Well, Jeremy, you know, when I was west of Clinton, I had lots of golf balls going sideways. Some of them were 2-inch. So the very biggest ones I got in was 2-inch, but it grew. The hail core grew by the time it got to where I'm at now, south of Clinton. So, I mean, you know, I don't think they were as big as tennis balls, but they're probably getting close down here. Is it in front of the camera? Okay, well you can go as long as you want then. You know, Hank just needs to get that monkey off his back and get his first damage. And then he won't have to worry so much about going in that hail. And the reason I'm saying that, I heard him the other day saying that he's going to avoid the hail. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't do it with a brand new tractor. Sound like me now, Jeremy. Now, happen. Man. Wow. So, just to let you guys know, Justin just had a viewer send pictures of up to tennis ball size hail, maybe even close to baseball size hail that collected in the viewer's home at Foss Lake. Busted out the windows and they collected the hail from inside their home. Baseballs inside. There's a trash can in the road. Hey Jeremy, I thought of you, but we saw this snapping turtle, huge, somewhere up near Roll, kind of down in a valley. There was a creek or something nearby, and he was trying to cross the road. I hope he made it, but big old, looked like a snapping turtle, big one. If I wasn't such a hurry, I would have stopped. So, fixing to do cutting. you know, that's one of the crazier hailstorms we've seen in a long time. You know, we followed the hail. We got in the hail west of Clinton, brought it into town. It actually missed the main part of Clinton, but man, it really dumped. 2 miles south of town, there were cars in the ditches, there were cars sliding everywhere, hail fog so thick that we really had to stop until it cleared. Just an incredible hailstorm right there. Back to you. Alright, so we are headed east. We're trying to catch back up to that storm. It still has hail with it. But with all that happened, with that big old swath of hail right across the road, we stopped and got some video, did some live shots and stuff, and we let it get ahead of us. Yes, sir, go ahead. Yeah, I found that out. Yeah. Are you speaking of anything specific? Yeah. Well, we'll have to talk about that sometime. Oh, I wanted more. Believe me. I'll tell you all about it. Not this year. I have before, I mean, sometime. You know, maybe. Yeah, that's what it is. So, I just wanted to let you know, Jeremy, that, and I want to let everybody know on our live stream, our YouTube live, that we are live following this hailstorm. I'm talking to Jeremy here, and Jeremy's approaching it from the east side. We're coming in from the west. So there you go, Jeremy. Yeah, I know you took it right. So, 3.75 indicated moving towards Fort Copley. How close are you, Jeremy? Watching out for another hail path in the road, because it probably crossed somewhere right here and maybe some enemies. Yeah, it still had hail with it. Still had that much hail. That's a lot of hail back here. Oh, good night. I think I see a little bit of hail on the side. Nothing like before, though. Huh? Something came through here. Yeah, I see that. Hey, Justin, can you hear me? Alright, so we just now came across a place where there were some large tree branches laying out in the road, and there's also telephone poles down right where we're sitting. Some sort of wind came through here. If you see in our shot, I don't know if you can see that or not, but you can barely see it, but there's a pole laying over. I need really, really bright lights, but they're not hooked up yet. I'm going to go back and look at the branches real quick. But it was narrow. Whatever it was narrow. And I think I also saw some other debris laying around. Wow. I guess I better turn around and get on the ball. There was some serious wind that came right through here. There's large tree branches laying all across the road. Is that a whole tree down? Oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 inches. I mean, maybe not the largest, but the power lines are leaning almost all the way down. Turn around. Power line down here. That's a power line down. See that? Okay, so I just now came across an area that has had really high winds. I'm on Highway 152 near Corn and Colony, actually just southwest of Colony. There are power lines down over here. Right now there's about maybe a half to 3/4 of a mile stretch of power lines down and some large tree branches blown down as well. So whatever that storm had, when it came right through here, it had some damaging wind. Back to you, Justin. Down. Power line in the road. Now, I'm still coming across damage. Justin, even after I talked to you, I traveled down the road a little further, and there was a house that had its plastic white fence blown down, and a tree blown down, and a power line down. And there was one spot where there was a power line. So it was a broader area. It wasn't a narrow. It was at least 3/4 of a mile. Straight line fence. so we're still kind of trying to catch up with that storm, but I think it's weakened some. It did produce wind damage southwest of Colony on Highway 152 a little bit earlier. We saw it. That's something new. We didn't see that kind of wind damage earlier tonight with it. Lots of hail into Clinton. By the way, if you live in Clinton, south side of Clinton, and you got hail damage on your roof, call my sponsor, Belter Roofing. They're really good at what they do.